Ever get that tingle down your spine, that
Uh-huh.
feeling like something massive is about to
Like
happen?
your own personal spidey senses going off, that
Yeah.
energy. Well, that's kind of what we're tapping into today, but with a twist.
Okay.
We're diving into the biblical rapture,
All right.
or well, more specifically, the moments leading up to it.
Right.
All thanks to this wild podcast you sent over, Biblical Mysteries Unveiled,
Hmm.
and their, let's just say, intense countdown to the big event.
I'm intrigued. What kind of intense are we talking?
Oh, you know, the whole shebang, birds suddenly singing louder, colors getting, like, supernaturally vibrant, even
Hmm.
time itself slowing down.
Wow.
Like, the whole world's holding its breath, bracing for impact, you know?
I can see why you sent that my way.
Yeah,
Definitely dramatic.
totally. And honestly, the thing that really hooked me wasn't the rapture itself, but these vivid sensory details they weave into the narrative. Makes you wonder, is that just like creative storytelling, or could our brains actually be wired to experience the world that way in those kind of heightened moments?
It's a fantastic question, and it gets right to how our brains are wired for pattern recognition,
Okay.
especially when we're anticipating something huge EE.
Right.
Our brains might start interpreting everyday stuff, normal stimuli,
Yeah.
as something way more significant, more extraordinary.
So, like, those times you're waiting for, I don't know, exam results, a big job interview, that first date, everything seems louder, right?
Exactly. Your senses are on high alert.
Yeah.
And there's historical precedent for this, too. Lots of accounts of, say, natural disasters.
Hmm.
People report this inexplicable dread beforehand, or like animals acting super strange, almost like their senses are picking up on something we're not.
Whoa, that's eerie.
Right. Almost like a sixth sense kicking in.
Okay, so back to the podcast.
Yeah.
When they finally get to the rapture itself, we're talking shimmering skies, the earth trembling, but not in a scary way, more like an excited tremble. And then this wave of warmth and comfort washes over everything.
Interesting. They really lean into the, let's call it, positive aspects of the experience.
Big time.
And honestly, that tracks with a lot of themes we see across religions and spiritual traditions when it comes to transcendence, divine presence, that sort of thing.
Huh, like what?
Well, you've got the Zohar, a mystical Jewish text, describes a radiant light that shows up with divine revelation.
Okay.
Ancient Buddhist scriptures talk about this intense feeling of warmth and peace during enlightenment. It's almost like across cultures, across history, humans have linked these very specific sensations to a profound spiritual shift.
It's really making me think, if you were standing there feeling all that, knowing what's about to go down, would you be terrified, or, I don't know, would it feel exhilarating?
Right. Which instinct wins out?
Totally. Now, the podcast really hones in on those moments before the rapture, the lead up. But for our deep dive today, let's switch gears a bit.
Okay, I'm game.
Instead of getting bogged down in the what of the rapture, let's talk about the impact of truly believing in it.
This so what? then?
Exactly. Because what's fascinating here is how any strongly held belief, especially one that revolves around such a life-altering event, can actually shape our actions, our choices, right here, right now.
100%. It forces you to confront your own mortality, your own values.
Like, if you truly believed deep down that the world was about to undergo such a massive transformation, how would that change how you actually live your life today?
Would you make different choices? Prioritize things
Well,
differently?
exactly. It's a total thought experiment.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it leads us to a final thought I'd love to leave you with.
Hit me.
Let's say you knew, for a fact, that some major change was coming. Not necessarily the rapture, but something big. You have zero idea what it is, but you've got 5 minutes to prepare.
Hmm.
How would you spend those 5 minutes?
Ooh.
What would suddenly become important to you?
Man, that's a lot to unpack. This whole deep dive has really got the gears turning.
That's what we're here for.
Thanks for taking the plunge with us. Always a wild ride.
Anytime.